YouTube. We're back at it, back like we never left. Today's gonna be a little different. We're gonna be making a tic-tac-toe board for me and my kids to play with. So I got some ideas. I picked up a couple things from Wally World. I'll show you what those are here in a second, but stick and stay with your boy. Let's make this happen. All right, YouTube, we back like we never left. So real quick, here's the supplies that you're gonna need. I picked all this stuff up at Walmart, man. Very, very, very cheap, so to speak. So you see I got some dials. Those are actually square dials right there. They're not round dials. I really am gonna try to put all of this stuff in the description box in the bottom. But the bigger planks of wood there, I'm going to use those to cut up, and those are going to end up being my X's. And then, of course, the round ones, they're pretty much like wooden coasters, round coasters looking shapes. Those are going to be my O's. So here you see me kind of doing some test fitting real quick with this. Then I'm gonna go ahead and glue the dials down. I did have to go ahead and cut the dials. I just used my jigsaw to make that work, and then went ahead and glued these pieces in here. Went ahead and glued the pieces in there. The reason that I put the circles in there because the circles are a little bit bigger than the squares are gonna be. And I was trying to make sure that they would be able to fit in each square when it was actually time to get to the game in tic-tac-toe. FYI, me and the boys have already been at it. I had to whoop up on them a little bit on some tic-tac-toe, but just made it fun, man. Don't gotta waste all the paper and pen and all that kind of stuff, so we just had some fun. You see me with the Q-tip right there, really just trying to get rid of the extra glue in between the seams from me putting these dials in, as well as just trying to make sure that they're fully formed and pushed in there. While that sits and dries, I went ahead and took the round wooden pieces. They were fairly thin, so I bought 2 packages of these actually. There was 6 in each package, and then I'm taking 2 of each, and then I'm gonna basically just glue them together. I just got some regular old wood glue here from good old Wally World. You can purchase it off Amazon as well if you need to do that. Then I just took these 2 and glued them together, or 2 pieces and glued them together, and then kind of reinforce it with some tape to try to push those pieces together, really together, to kind of fuse them together, okay? Then I went ahead and cut the next pieces of dials that go in here. You can see I'm trying to test fit and see which pieces are gonna fit in here the best. I already had the square pieces cut, and then once again I did all the cutting just here in house on the jigsaw. My squares were a tad bit off, but it was all freehand. I didn't have nothing else to work with, so you got to use what you got to make it get what you want. So here I go gluing the next pieces in, the smaller pieces of those dials in. And then just trying to hold that shape so when everything comes together, everything fits in the right spot. So the next step was to go ahead and paint. So I painted this black. Of course, I went with black and white. Just trying to keep it clean and classy. That way I can have it sitting out on the table, actually sitting out in the living room as we speak. But I painted the back or one side of these and then painted the sides. I didn't really want to paint the back side as much because you'll see a little bit later on As you can tell by the title, it says Black Superhero TikTok board. So I did make an image that's going to go on this. You'll see that image a little bit later, but like I said, I went ahead and painted the sides and the top of several of these, and just just trying to bring it together, and make it look nice. So that's really the long and short of it on this. So as far as the paint goes, I'm just using some black acrylic paint, just flat black, or just a regular black, that you can get from your local Walmart or Michael's or Hobby Lobby or wherever you get your paints from. These ones specifically, I believe, came from good old Wally World. That's the only thing that we have here in town. So, like I said, you got to use what you got to get what you want. So, or what you want to make, I guess, in this case. So, once again, here I go painting the actual board itself. So the board frame as well, I also got from Walmart, in their arts and crafts section. It had is like a little square, almost frame, but it has the wooden piece already on the back. It was less than $6. So, like I said, this was fairly cheap. The round dowels were maybe $2 a piece on that, and then the squares that actually came as rectangles were probably about another $4 for that whole set. So, and then the paint is 50 cents. You can get the paint brushes and stuff for $1 or $2 from Walmart as well. So fairly inexpensive to make. The next thing I'm going to be doing here is to basically making some stencils, making some X's. I did want to make sure my lines were clean and everything, so I took 2 pieces of tape, and what I try to do is for the outside of the tape, put them on the insides of the corners, and then from there I'm going to take my pencil and then just trace the outline of the tape. Then at the end we'll remove the tape, right? And then we'll attack this with some white paint, man. So we'll get the nice X on these. And then for the circles, what I did, or for the O's, since we're talking tic-tac-toe X's and O's, for those, basically what I did was I took the actual paint container that the paint came in and sat it in the middle and just drew or traced a circle around the bottom of the little paint bottle that I got from Walmart to make the inner O, and just paint the inside white. As you can see, they are coming out pretty decent. I did have to touch up a few small places, but I think for the most part, it came out pretty nice, man. I mean, at this point, you're always anxious and just like, okay, how much did it bleed, or are my lines going to be clean, and what's going to be my touch up? Did I completely mess this up? So this is actually quite satisfying to see that these pieces are coming out pretty well. So the biggest thing, man, is to take your time. Don't rush through it. Don't feel like, hey, I got to do this, in a couple of hours. I did this over a course of a couple of days, to be honest. And like I said, just really, really take your time with it. The only thing that I probably would have done differently in this whole thing is find a different finisher for these. So you'll see here I took the Krylon matte finish, and then I just took them outside and sprayed them and kind of let them do his thing to add a protective coat on it. But I would like to find something else. So the image that you just saw really quickly there is an image that I created to go on the back of these. It's several black superheroes on this that I basically put together. I was kind of working on this little idea of what if there was like its own set of what would be in the Avengers or something of black superheroes, right? So I started finding all these black superhero characters, and basically did like a little collage of them, and dropped in a cool little background for them. So you'll get another little glimpse of it at the absolute end of the video. So you gotta wait to see to the end to see the full reveal, so you can see kind of what it turned out like. Did just like I said, once again, print this in house. The only thing that I wish with this is that the paper was a little bit wider, man. Like if I had a 10 by 10 piece, it would have been game over, because everything would have laid in there perfectly and I could adjust to the image the way I wanted to. But you'll see there's a little bit of hangover on the end pieces, but that's okay. Like I said, I made it work. What I did with that was I took them outside with a can of black spray paint, and I sprayed the edges of it. I sprayed the edges of it with the black spray paint, and kind of faded it back into the image. So to make that work. But here you can see me just trying to align the pieces up. The flip side of it, though, you'll see it also kind of makes a little puzzle too on the opposite side. I did make 5 circles and 5 squares for each X's and O's. So you have each player has the same amount. Kind of press them down with some books there, just to kind of help that glue. You saw me spraying the back of them. I was spraying them with some adhesive. I printed it on sticker paper. I should mention that. So between the sticker paper and the adhesive, I wanted to really make sure that I was going to stick to the back of these pieces of wood for these. So then here I'm just hitting it with the X-Acto knife, going through and cutting all of these out and trying to get as close as I can to the edge of the shapes without gouging into the wood or overcutting the paper, so it sticks out on the opposite side of the the image on the back. So yeah, and I mean that's gonna pretty much be the wrap of it. So if you want to go ahead and go and cop all the stuff and make one yourself, man, I think it was a pretty cool little project. So all right, YouTube, this one is complete. Very own tic-tac-toe board for me to play with the boys. I'm gonna try to list all the materials for this that I use to make this in the description box, in case you want to make your own for you and your kid or friend or whomever to play. I just thought it was a little cool idea, so went ahead and went for it. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Until next time, man, stick and stay with your boy. I am Davidedo, and this is Davidedo Designs, and we out.